Gigi. Right now I'm a sophomore at USC studying film and science, but as you can see I am not there right now because, probably like you, I've been spending a lot of time at home recently. So if you're like me and wondering what on earth is going on right now, or maybe have some more specific questions, I wanted to do my best to give a little update and explain what some of the adults are talking about and maybe lay out some key things. So basically, what's happening is a lot of people are getting sick from this virus called coronavirus, or more specifically, COVID-19. The co is for corona, the VI, the V, is for virus, the D is for disease, and the 19 is because it was discovered in 2019. So coronavirus, COVID-19. But let's look a little bit closer at what the coronavirus is and what it means for the world. So taking a step back, what a virus is basically a lot of these tiny viral particles that go into your body and hijack your normal healthy cells and start recoding them. So instead of creating what the cells are supposed to create, they make whatever the virus wants them to make. So it'd be like if I went into a concert and stole the conductor's conductor stick and started making the band play whatever music I wanted rather than the music that they were supposed to play. That's basically what viruses are doing, and that's what makes you sick. And a lot of times you get sick, it's because of a virus, like the flu or the common cold or chicken pox. But the reason you always get better is because you have special cells in your body called white blood cells, whose only job is to fight off those viral particles. So the coronavirus particles look like this, or this, or this, or this, or this. Who knows? But probably this. The main way the coronavirus differs from a normal flu is, one, it spreads a lot faster because your white blood cells haven't seen it before, so they don't really know what they're fighting. Also, it's not prevented by a flu shot, and for the elderly or people who already have prior health conditions, it can be a lot more serious, which is why we need to be super, super careful right now. One thing to remember is that no one is to blame for this virus emerging. New viruses mutate and form all the time in all different places, and it can be tough to figure out which ones are going to become a big thing or a pandemic. Pandemic, that's another good word to know. All that basically means is that a disease has spread over a really large area, like several continents or Earth. One big question you might have is, am I in danger? Which is a reasonable thing to wonder. And the good news is that while kids can get the coronavirus, the symptoms present more like flu symptoms. Fever, sore throat, cough, aches, tiredness, maybe a little bit of nausea, maybe a little bit of diarrhea. And while it does suck to be sick, especially when you can't skip school because it's already online, it shouldn't be anything that you haven't gone through before. So unfortunately, the coronavirus does spread super fast and super easily. If I cough somewhere, the particles can stay in the air there for up to 3 hours, and it can stay on surfaces around it for up to 3 days. So because of that, we have to be super careful in public places and try to avoid public places as much as possible. And every time you interact with someone, even if they're young and healthy, you have to think about who they're going to be interacting with. For example, I feel fine, but I could already be carrying the coronavirus and just not be showing symptoms yet. And if I hang out with someone my age and give it to them, they'll probably recover, but they might go home and hang out with people who are at higher risks, like their parents or grandparents. So even when I hang out with someone who's at a low risk of becoming seriously affected by it, I could be endangering the lives of their loved ones who may be at higher risk. So what is flattening the curve? All that means is that we're going to try to slow the spread of the disease. Scientists predict that a whole lot of us are going to end up getting this sucker, but the thing is, if we don't isolate ourselves, everyone could get it at once. And while we may have great hospital systems in place, they're not built to have that much of the population all coming in at once, and they end up running out of supplies and doctors and materials. So if we can slow the spread of the disease, the same number of people might get it, but they'll be going into the hospital at different times, and so there'll be more resources for each person and more doctors to be able to pay attention to them, and that way we can make sure everyone is getting taken care of rather than overwhelming the hospitals all at one time.